Unit 15, the past perfect continuous. English uses as past perfect continuous with the past simple to talk an activity that was in progress before another action or even event happened. 14.1 Past perfect continuous. The past simple refers to a specific completed event in the past, and the past perfect continuous describes a repeated action or continuing activity that was taking place before that completed event. For example, he had been studying past perfect continuous English for 2 years before he went to London. Past simple. Here we can see 2 years before, past, and now. And by the time Katie arrived home, she had been driving for 6 months. How to form? The past perfect continuous is formed using have been plus a present participle. Subject had been verb plus ing. The rest of the sentence. He had been studying English for 2 years. Had been doesn't change with the subject. Examples. She decided to buy a new car because her old one had been working for weeks. The band had been rehearsing every day, so they won the competition. I went to see the doctor after I had been feeling unwell for a few days. I had been trained to be a dancer until I broke my leg. 14.2 The present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous is used to talk about an action in progress or a repeated activity that was taking place until the present moment. 2 hours ago. Now, I'm really thirsty. I have been cycling for 2 hours. Past perfect continuous. The past perfect continuous is used to talk about an ongoing action or repeated activity that was taking place until another specifies moment in the past. For example, I was really thirsty. I had been cycling for 2 hours. Let's do the next one. Unit number 15. Used and put. When I'm talking about habits and states in the past, used to or would are often used. English often uses these forms to contrast the past with the present. Used to can be used with the base form of the verb to talk about past habits. We used to play tennis every day, but now we prefer golf. Refers to a past habit. Past now. Used to can also be used to talk about fixed dates and some indefinite time in the past. We used to live in London before we moved to Sydney. Reference to a past date. Examples. And did you see me to ride and scooter when you were a student? I used to eat lunch on my own, but now I sit with friends. I used to eat meat, but now I'm vegetarian. I didn't used to believe in ghosts until I visited a haunted house. We didn't used to see demons or worse cold until we moved before. I didn't used to be afraid of spiders until I visited Australia. Next one. Common mistakes used to and the past continuous. When we're talking about habits in the past used to should be used, it is incorrect to use the past continuous in this context. For example, we used to play lots of board games when we were younger. We were playing lots of board games when we were younger. It is not correct. As a past continuous shouldn't be used to talk about past habits. 15.2. Another way to say used to with habits. Used to can be replaced by would in writing and formal speech, but only to talk about past habits. These statements often include a reference to time to describe when or how often as the times happened. For example, when I was younger, my family would be signing once a year, reference to a past habit. Next one. 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago now. Examples. When I was little, we would go for a picnic every Saturday. When I was a student in college, I would spend as little as possible. Whenever there were sports on TV, we just wouldn't do our homework. Before I moved abroad, I wouldn't try anything now. Common mistakes would with states or wouldn't be used to talk about statement in the past used to must be used instead. We used to live in London before we moved to Sydney. It's correct. We lived in London before we moved to Sydney. Wouldn't use to this statement. Next one. Past tenses overview. 16.1. Past tenses. The past simple reference refers to a single completed action in the past. Phil washed his car on Tuesday. This is a completed action in the past that is now over. The past continuous refers to a continuing action in the past. The last time I saw Phil, he was washing his car. At that moment, he was in the process of washing his car. The present perfect simple refers to an unfinished action or series of actions that started in the past. Or past actions that still have consequence in the present moment. You have arrived to London. He is still in London, so still relevant to the present moment. The past, the present perfect continuous refers to continuing activity in the past that still has a consequence in the present moment. I have been drinking in the house all day. I am exhausted. This is consequence in the present moment. Next one, past simple and present perfect simple. The past simple is used to refer to simple completed action or even events in the past, and this no longer have a consequence in the present moment. I wrote my essay about ancient Greece. The essay is finished, so the past simple is used. I lost my keys, but I found them on my desk. This is no longer relevant to the present moment because the keys were found. The present perfect simple is used to refer to actions or events in the past that are unfinished and still have consequence in the present moment. I have written half of my essay, but I need to finish it. As the essay is unfinished, so the perfect simple is used. I have lost my keys. I can't find them anywhere. This keys is still lost in the present mode, so the perfect simple is used. There are different ways to talk about past English. The difference between the past simple and the present perfect simple are particularly important. The past perfect simple refers to an action or event that took place before another action or unit of the past. The game had started when I arrived to the studio. The past perfect continuous refers to continuous action or event that was taken place before another action or event that happened in the past. I had been feeling unwell for days, so I went to the doctor. Used to and would I used to talk about repeated action in the past that no longer happened. I would go to Spain every year. Used to can also be used to refer to a fixed date. Some different time in the past that is no longer true. I used to live in London. Live the state, so good cannot be used. Key language narrative tenses. Narrative tenses are terms of past tenses that are used when telling a story. In the past, the continuous is used to set the scene. The past simple describes actions in the story. The past perfect is used to talk about things that happened before the beginning of the story. A crowd of people were celebrating the new year. Of the young man knelt down past simple in front of his girlfriend and asked her to marry him. He had planned everything beforehand.